Right. So clear now? Okay. So first of all, we need to understanding about the version control system. So how the version control system will work? How the version control system will work? So usually in the organization level, how it works? Usually in the organization level, how it's work? Any idea? So మనకి యాక్చువల్గా whenever the organization, right? So we are having different types of the teams like application team and
Can't see your
deployment.
screen.
Okay. No, I already shared it, na? I already shared it. Now still not able to see.
Yeah, we can.
Ram,
Okay, let me check.
I think Karthik,
Yeah.
you can able to see. Yeah, fine. Okay. Good. So first of all, why we need to go for the version control system? You already know that, okay? So we have the different types of the teams in the market, like so development team and application maintenance team. So coming to the development team, so we have the development, QA people, and tester. And coming to the maintenance team, and we have the operation teams, right? We have the operation teams, and other teams are available. So how they are going to keep their work? How they are going to keep their work? So any idea how they are going to keep their work? How they are going to keep their work? How they are going to keep their work? So usually what happened, they will not keep their work into the local mission, guys. Okay, no one will keep their work into the local mission. So why, if you keep the work into the local mission, let us suppose if your local mission is crashed, okay, if your local mission is crashed, you can't able to get it back. You can't able to get it back. So that's why they are using some kind of repositories. They are using some kind of repository where we can able to keep our application code, and we can able to track each and everything. We can able to track each and everything. Okay. So for this, we can go for the version control system. So what is an advantages in the version control system? So easily tracking the changes, consistent files and folder names. We can easily do and undo the changes. Just simple. Suppose if you are doing one program, okay, you are saving into the mission. Okay. So due to some issue, due to some mission is crashed, so you lost your data. But when we are keeping the same data into the some kind of registry, or we can say repository, so your data will be saved and secure. And in future, if you want to add new kind of additions on the data, so it should be maintaining by the versions. Version should be the maintained. So this is very important. So these are the advantage. That's why, because of these reasons, the people are going for the version control systems. Okay. So usually what happened, there are two kind of things. Okay. Version control systems, version control system, and distributed version control system. Version control. Okay. So there is a version control system and distributed version control system. So version control system and distributed version control system, right? So when you coming to the version control system, so we already know that, okay? So first we need to understand what will happen if the distributed version control system is not available. And first we need to understand the differences. Then I will explain to you how it should work, okay? Na? So now, because in the easy content tracking, consistent files and folder names, and communication tool, accountability is nothing but tracker. Suppose as a team, right? As a team here, so let us say we have the two developers, right? We have the two developers, right? So this is the developer one, developer two, right? Okay, this is the developer one, developer one, developer two, right? So we have the version control system, and we have the developer one, and we have the developer 2. So usually what happened, so if you are keep this is your application code, let us assume the in the developer level, if you are keeping your application, this is called it as a workspace. The terminology wise we can call it as a workspace. Workspace. Workspace, right? So we have the developer 1 and developer 2, we have the workspace, right? So what workspace can contains? Workspace can contains all kind of physical files, all kind of physical files. Workspace can contains all kind of physical files, right? So usually what happened? So whenever we are going for that organization level, so the people are suggesting the version control system because of this nature. So we should not keep the data into the local machine. If you are keeping the data, it should be crashed. So that's why what was the solution here? So you need to create any kind of version control system like SVN. So this is a older tools I am talking about it. Okay, SVN everything. So what they can do? So they create one server, remote server, one server. Within the server they are going to keep the repository, keep the repository. So please make sure, so this concept is correct as repository. So there are two kind of things. So workspace is nothing but local machine. Workspace is nothing but local machine, and repository nothing but server. So we can say that this will work under client server architecture. Clients are nothing but developer machine. Clients are nothing but developer machine, and server is nothing but repository. Okay, so we can see that what it contains the workspace. So workspace can contains the physical files. Workspace can contains the physical files. Workspace can contains the physical files. So what it contains the workspace. So workspace can contains the physical files. And apart from that, so we have the repository as well. So we have the repository. So repository can contains branches. Okay, so branches and commits and releases. So branches are nothing but independent line of development, guys. Okay, so usually we are having the project, right? The project there might be having different types of environment like development, qual, cert, and production. Correct. So for everything, so we are keeping them into the different types of the environment. That is called as the branches. So commits are nothing but, so when the developer or commit the message into the version control system, so it will be stored into the developer name. It's a accountability. And releases are nothing but releases. Okay, how we, when which release we are going to deploy into the production or other environment, like etc. Okay, so as of now, this is called as a repository. This is called the repository. This is called as a repository, and it will work as a client server architecture. Okay, so I will explain the whatever the methodologies in the world process, but we should not go for the version control system, guys. We will go for the distributed version control system, that is called as the github or gitlab. Any of the tool we can use for that. Any of the tool we can use for that, right? So next one is, so coming to that, so what is the introduction about the what are the configuration. So when we go for the any of the version control system or distributed version control system, what are the components are available, the first thing is local is nothing but a developer machine, guys. Local is nothing but developer machine. So this is called as a local, right? So local is nothing but developer machine. So this developer machine can contains all kind of code. And centralized in nothing but, so it can be client server. So centralized in nothing but where we can able to kept our repository, that is called as a centralized. And distributed are nothing but So this is the new option. So when we are discussing the GitHub, I will explain the distributed. Distributed is nothing but in local developer machine itself. In local developer machine itself, we can manage one kind of cloned repository. We can manage one type of cloned repository. So blindly one thing, guys. Okay, developer machines are nothing but developer local systems. Okay, repository is nothing but client machine where we can able to store our repository. And third one is distributed. Distributed are nothing but it should be GitHub and a new technology like new kind of technologies like GitHub, GitLab, etc. Okay, so here what they can do in the local machine itself, they can keep the registry. These are the benefits of the version control system. So version control system, whatever the disadvantages, right, whatever the limitation, to fulfill all the limitations with the version control system. Okay, you guys just go through it. And before going to that, so I will explain the process. So how, suppose in the interview, if anybody asking, so what is the old process, what is the old process of the, do you know about the tools on that? Okay, we can simply say that SVN. Okay, I'm aware of the SVN. Okay, but they won't ask any kind of questions on it. They won't ask any kind of questions on it. Okay, instead they will ask for the, do you have any alternative tool in the market? Okay, SVN, but this is a old tool, no one is using, so that's why my company is going to the distributed version control system. Distributed version control system, right? So here what happened, the developer, once the developers are working is completed, so they are going to process, this is called as a check-in. This is called as a check-in. This process is called as a check-in. Check-in, okay? And checkout. Check-in. Checkout is nothing but getting the files. Checkout is nothing but getting the files. Checkout. So one is for check-in, another one is for the checkout. One is for check-in, another one is for the checkout. Right, one is for check-in and another is for the checkout. Checkout is nothing but getting the data from the, so let us suppose I am giving one task. Okay, I am giving one task, how they are, people are working. Okay, so the developer A, so we are having the same file. Okay, file.txt, we are having the file.txt. So within the file.txt, so within the file.txt, developer 1 are using the add functionality, developer 2 is using the multiplication functionality. Okay, so these are the two functionalities they are using. So what I give, so I'm just giving the, okay, empty file. So this is empty file is nothing but version 1.0. Let us assume empty file is nothing but version 1.0. So for whenever we are adding these two, add methodology and multiplication methodology, this is called as a version 1.1. This is called as a version 1.1. So this is very very important. Right. Okay. So this is add and multiplication functionalities. It can contains the one not one version. Okay. Now what happened? So I just kept file.txt here, and whatever the repository link I am sending to developer. The first step. Okay. So what developers can do? So in the local they don't have the workspace, correct? So they can just check out. They can just check out the process. They can just check out the process. Every developer will do like this only. Check out the process. Right. Got it now? So this is called as out. Okay, right. So first thing, this is a repository URL. So what they can do? So every they are using the SVN client. They are using some kind of software. The developer mission they are using some kind of software. clients. They are using clients to download all kind of application code. Okay, so what they can do, they can just check out. They can just check out the process. So whenever they are check out the process automatically, whenever they are check out the process automatically, so they are giving the file.txt. File.txt is coming. Here also file.txt. File.txt, right? So file.txt is coming. Local machine. Okay. So what developer one can do? Developer can do the add functionality. Add functionality. Okay. So after that, they are going to check in the pro. When they check in the code, developer can call the add functionality. So second developer adding the multiplication functionality. Multiplication functionality, and they can able to check in. So Ram, what will happen if they are, if you are following this process? Ram or Karthik, anyone tell me what will happen if they are following this process? Suppose for developer 1 it is fine kada, developer 1 ki problem ledu, developer 2 em chestunnadu, so they are using the multiplication, correct? When they are trying to
Yeah.
when they are trying to check in, so ఇక్కడ already add functionality ఉంది కదా, right? So
No,
if
both
you do,
are happening parallelly or one
no
after
that's
another.
no that's what I am that's what I am telling you guys. Okay, what you guys are observing, just tell me. అర్థమైందా? సో మీరేమో అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తారో చెప్పండి నాకు. సో ఇక్కడ జస్ట్ లెట్ us suppose anyone, we can't judge, right? So who will update first? So first developer one writing the add function, they are updated. So
Okay.
what will happen if the developer 2 is also directly checking the code? What will happen if the developer 2 is also checking the code? What will happen if developer 2 also checking the code?
Both files will be merged.
No, actually it is not a both files, it's a single file only, correct?
No, that means not files, content.
ఓ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. సో ఇక్కడ మనకి మల్టిప్లికేషన్ ఫంక్షనల్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఆబ్వియస్లీ డెవలపర్ వన్ యొక్క చేంజెస్ అనేది మిస్ అయిపోతాయి కదా, కరెక్ట్? ఓవర్ రైడ్ అవుతాయి కదా, అండర్స్టాండ్? ఎస్ ఆర్ నో? బికాస్ సేమ్ ఫైల్ two developers are working. So what was the solution here? So what they can do, so that is a solution. So whenever any people, any person trying to check in the code, first they need to take an update. Okay na? So update, where they need to take a update, so update should required. Update should needed. అర్థమైందా? సో ఎప్పుడైతే అప్డేట్ అని తీసుకుంటామో ఆటోమేటిక్గా యాడ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ సెంట్రలైజ్ లొకేషన్లో ఉంది కదా, సో ఇట్ విల్ ఆల్సో కమ్ అండర్ హియర్. గాట్ ఇట్? క్లియర్ కార్తిక్?
Yeah.
Update is nothing but what is the meaning of update? So that is a discriminator, we can say the discriminator. So every developer needs to take an update every time before checking the file. Suppose
Code is execute or not properly?
Sorry,
The code actually, he's checking the code.
no, see, let me tell you. So git or version control system is only for repository where we are storing our data. It is not a executing the application code, understand?
Storing.
It is not an application. అర్థమైందా కార్తిక్?
Yeah, it's only storage. Okay.
Exactly, it's only for storage. See, if you want to make a storage and it contains the versions as well, correct na? See,
Yeah.
if the suppose you are a working a developer 1 mission, Ram is working a developer 2 mission. I gave a empty file, I am asking you to update. Okay, suppose Ram is adding the functionality, he went home. Okay, he went home. Let us suppose, Karthik, what you need to do, whatever the code is available in the centralized mission, you need to sync up every day, correct?
Yeah.
We have to take an update. Whenever take an update, automatically whatever the code is available in the centralized repository, it should be coming to the local. Again, you need to start your work and you need to check in. Got it na?
Yeah.
So what is an advantage here? So both two people will changes will be available. Let us assume if you are not taking the update, so you just update the multiplication file and push the mission. సో అప్పుడేమైంది, నీ ఓన్లీ మల్టిప్లికేషన్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ మాత్రమే ఉండిద్ది, యాడ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ అనేది రీప్లేస్ అయిపోయింది. అప్పుడు నెక్స్ట్ డే రామ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాడు? రామ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు రామ్ కెనాట్ ఏబుల్ టు ఫైండ్ హిస్ చేంజెస్. కరెక్ట్? Understand?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why what happened. So before pushing any kind of files, we need to take a update. So, but that's why this is a old process, na. So we have some kind of limitations. So what was the limitations here? The first important limitation here. So the centralized repository, whatever the centralized repository, this is a on-premises. So our organization should be responsible. Our organization should be responsible to take that. Okay, so we have to create one server. Inside the server we have to install the repository, and here we need to manage different types of branches, etc. So each and everything we have to manage. Each and everything we have to manage. So this is very very important. This is very very important how we can do. This is very very important how we can do. And second important point, point over here. Second important point. Yeah. Okay. Second important point. See, the here we are sending the files, right? Whenever we are sending the file, so we are sending the individual files or a bunch of files. If your project having hundreds of files, you can't able to send all the files at a time. You can't able to send all the files at a time. So instead of that, you can't able to send all the
all
files
the
at a
files
time.
at a time.
So instead
So
of
instead
that,
of that,
we can
we
able
can
to use
able to use
single files
single
only.
files only.
Guys, I'm
As
getting
I'm
some
getting
echo. Yes. Right. So this is the process. And third important point. Suppose if any conflicts are happening, conflicts are nothing but so ambiguity situation. Sometimes what happened? So if developers are unable to take updates, so they are getting some conflicts. So resolving the conflicts are very complex. Resolving the conflicts are very complexity. Resolving the conflicts are very complexity. Correct, na? Resolving the and fourth important point, guys. Fourth important point, we can say the limitation here. What was the one more limitation here? Suppose if you lost the connectivity, with the client server or client server, if you lost a connectivity in the client server, what will happen, Karthik? What will happen if you lost a connectivity? If you lost a
Mono-
connectivity, what will happen if you lost a connectivity? So the developers will not able to proceed their work. Correct, na? Suppose if you lost a connectivity with your client and server, so the developer will unable to check any kind of data. Agree? Agree, Karthik and Ram? Correct? So what
Yeah.
was the limitation here? So that's why, because here there is no meaning of offline. So how we can able to share the data? Offline sharing is not possible. Offline sharing is not possible here. Offline sharing is not possible. So this is called as offline sharing is not possible. Offline sharing is not possible here. So we can't able to share offline. Offline sharing is not possible here. Offline sharing is not possible. So these are the limitations, guys. Okay, these are the limitations of the version control system. So the main limitation is parallel development is also very difficult. See, guys. So parallelly, suppose if the two people are working on the parallelly, so every time what we can do, every time we need to take an update. So because we don't have any local repository management, okay, everything into the physical files only. So it is very tricky process. Suppose if it is not dependent with your work, అవునా కార్తిక్? సో ఒక్కోసారి ఇక్కడ ఎలా ఉంటుంది, నువ్వు వర్క్ చేసినా సరే నీ వర్క్ కనిపించదు. ఎందుకని? బికాస్ ఆఫ్ అదర్ పీపుల్ మిస్టేక్స్. అగ్రీ విత్ దట్?
Yeah. Yeah, Hari.
Yeah, because that's why the people, so these are the limitations of the version control system. So to replace this, we will go for the distributed version control system. To replace this version control system, so in the distributed version control system, so we will go for the git and github. We will go for the Git and GitHub. So the Git and GitHub will help us the distributed version control system. Git and GitHub will help us the distributed version control system. So what will happen in the Git and GitHub are so whatever the limitations are available here to fulfill all the limitations with the distributed version control system. Distributed version control system. So let me explain here. So what are the things are available? So this is the distributed version control system, and we can able to do that. So till now, okay, local and centralized, we are aware of it, okay. So and coming to the distributed is nothing but, so it is a cloud based. It is a cloud based. So in that scenario, so what will happen? In that scenario, what will happen in the distributed version control system? The same process like clients and architecture only, but we are having some kind of advantages. So let us take, we have the two developers, developer 1 and developer 2. Developer 1 and developer 2, and this is called as a GitHub. GitHub, okay. So this is called as a GitHub. So GitHub is a cloud based. GitHub is a cloud based. It is a cloud based. It's the cloud based. It is a cloud based. It is a cloud based. Okay. So it is a cloud based, and how we should able to do that. It is a cloud based. How it should work. Okay. So here the main advantage here is the cloud based is nothing but we no need to organization, no need to worry about it. The infrastructure. It should be just a cloud based. We have to just create one repository. That's it. Okay. So here let us take, this is a repository, right? This is called as repository, and there is a one more advantage here. So even the local repository also we are having one cloned repository. Local repository also we are having one cloned repository. Local repository also we are having one cloned repository. So this is called as a repository. Clear? The local machine also we are having repository. Got it now, Karthik and Ram? Clear? You got my point? So when you coming to the version control system, we don't have any kind of local repository. Developer 1, right? So whatever the repository, whatever the centralized repository, the cloned copy will be here. There is a cloned copy here. There is a cloned copy here. There is a cloned copy here, right? So this is very important. So why we are taking for every developer, they are having their cloned copy. Okay, cloned copy of the repository, and this is called as a workspace. This is called as a workspace. Clear? Karthik and Ram, understand this architecture? So there is a centralized repository. So in the centralized repository, that is a cloud based. Okay, we just create a repository, and that repository, what cloned copy will be available in the local. Every developer having their own cloned copy developer, and they can do. So but here they are using some kind of process here. So in the local repository, so they are doing some kind of process. There is a life cycle will be there. So there is a working area, staging area, local repository, and master repository. So one is the working area, staging area, local repository, and master repository. So this is very, very important. Okay, this is very, very important. So now what happened here? Suppose developer, okay, that is a developer. So I just same thing, guys. Okay, file.txt. This is the file.txt. I just give the file.txt and I'm giving the tasks to these two developers, right? What happened here? What happened here? What happened here? So what happened here? So they'll get the, this is called as a repository. There is a master, a local master. We can say master is a default branch. Master is a default branch. We can say the local master on a cloned copy. Okay, here also local master. So whenever the file are, so automatically it should be synced with the local. So please make sure, guys, this is a workspace. This is called as a workspace, and this is called as a repository. So workspace only can contain the physical files, right? Okay, right. Automatically it can contain the file.txt, whatever the version is available. So here version is 1.0, correct na? 1.0. 1.0, correct na? 1.0, right. So whatever the version related file, physical files, it should be pointing to here. What is the physical file here? This is the file.txt. This is called as the file.txt. Okay, file.txt. Now developer one. Let us suppose Karthik is working on the add functionality. Right. Okay. Whenever the Karthik is working on the add functionality, what they can do. So believe me, this is the master repository, right? So better what we can do every time. So this master, the default repository will only getting the updates. So we have to use to only get the updates. So that's why you can able to create your own repository, your own branch. So let us take, this is the branch created. So this branch is created K branch. Okay. So even RAM is also created. RAM is also created. Branch is nothing but an independent line of development or a branch. Okay, what they can do. So we in the local mission they are having whatever the workspace is available, workspace they are pointing to the your own branch. Workspace is pointing your own branch, and he update the code. So he just update the add functionality. Add functionality. Once this is once he added the working area. Okay, then staging area, local repository. He just commit. When he commit, no, automatically it should be local repository. The version will be 101. The version will be 101, right? Version will be 101. And the same way he is also commit. Version will be 101. 101. Okay, automatically he is able to push. So this is the local branch, right? Local branch they are going to push into the origin. So this is called as a git push. Okay, so here also git push. So when he pushed it, automatically your file will come. Okay, so this is a version 1.1. 1.1 is add functionality, right? So RAM is also having multiplication functionality. Okay, multiplication functionality. And so once these branches able to, so whenever he created a push trigger, automatically your team leader will get a approval whether we can able to approve into master branch or not. So he can able to merge it. This is called the merge process. Your team leader will merge your changes into that. Like this add functionality. What it now? While seeing this diagram, do you have
But this
any idea?
feature,
Yeah.
this feature, what the team lead or who is the head doing this merge function will be
Exactly. That is
will
very, see. Yeah, let
he
me
will be doing
explain.
he will be doing in cloud based or
No,
how
no, no,
he
no, no. Let me do that. See, whenever if you want to merge, yeah, you can directly do the cloud based only. See, whenever we are whenever suppose whatever the work you are completed, your work is up to this only. Your work is completed. You are pushing. So one your branch, your they will the team leader will get a one pull request. You need to create a pull request. What is a pull request? Pull request is nothing but, so from which branch to which branch you have to merge it. So you can say that, okay, I'm going to create a pull request from K branch to master. Got it, na? So create a pull request. So your team leader will see the pull request. Okay, he's okay, whatever the changes he has updating. Okay, fine. So he will approve. Same thing for Ram also. Ram will also create a one more pull request. Our branch to master. Got it, na? Kartik? Clear now?
Means he'll be having admin privileges.
No. That is, let me tell you, that is different. See why I'm saying. Suppose in the lower environments, you guys able to merge it. So in the higher environment production, so mostly your team leader or your superiors will approve that. That's it. Nothing is for accountability. Like, see, what is an advantage here, Karthik? Here advantage is means, so you never depended with the other person, correct? You are never depended with the other person work. So what you can able to create your own branch, you can able to do that. That's it. Clear, na? Suppose what we can say, Ram will get the updated functionality. Let us suppose he measure it. When your team leader measure, add functionality will come. Ram will get it, so he can able to pull request. Pull request is nothing but automatically he will get an update from the master. That's it. So that's what I am saying. This is a little bit confused. Okay, initially first time when we are seeing, because a lot of components we have to manage in the distributed version control system, but very easy. So what I can do, I am sending this diagram. Just understand the diagram. Just understand the two diagrams. And tomorrow Arvind will also join, right? So once Arvind will join, I will explain one more time for the distributed version control system, and we are going to install. So we are going to install in the local machine, and we can able to do the practicals. Whatever the things we explain, we can go over the practicals. Got it, na? Clear, Karthik and Ram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Merge function also we can see practically, no?
Everything. Don't worry about everything. Not only for merge, not only for branch creation. So each and everything will do that. Whatever the concepts are available, the Git, everything you can able to the practical. So from today onwards, all are practicals only. All theory sessions are gone. Everything should be practical from tomorrow onwards, because I want to show you to install the process. I want to show you to explain the process. Got it, Karthik?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
And
fine. Yeah.
one more thing. And there are other options like in Git we have in a master and origin. What is the difference between?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, let me tell you. So this is origin is nothing but, let me explain. See here, local master is there. This is the origin master. Origin master is nothing but GitHub. Origin
Okay.
is nothing but GitHub. Okay, local is
Okay.
nothing but local master. That's it. So how we are sending the data? We are sending the data from origin. See, this is the actual command: git push origin, and what are the branch master. So in which branch we are going to update, we can able to send in that branch only. Understand? Got it, na?
Okay.
Yeah, origin is nothing but GitHub only. GitHub repository only, we can say the origin. So for that, we will explain clearly. Okay, na? So tomorrow
Okay.
I am going to create an infrastructure, and I will explain very clearly. Thank you guys. Bye.
Okay. Bye.